You're going to need some plexiglass. Got some Scotch tape from Dollar Tree. You're going to need a handle. Got this from Home Depot for like 97 cents. A box cutter, got it from Target. A Sharpie from Dollar Tree. A whole bunch of black zip ties. I got these from Dollar Tree as well. Some black hinges. I got this bag from Amazon. They come with screws, but we won't be using the screws. I also got these window screen hardware. They're also black, and the top of the screws are black as well. We will be using the screws on those. And also some super glue. This is glass glue, but you don't need glass glue. Any super glue will be fine. You'll also need a soldering iron. It's only like $10 or $15 on Amazon, and if you're doing a lot of reptile DIY projects, you will make your money's worth easily. I've used this over hundreds of times, and I bought this last year, so it really comes in handy. You'll need one of these tubs that I got from Target. It's a heavy-duty storage tub. It's I believe the 27-gallon. When you flip it on its side like this, it's exactly an 18 by 18 by 24 enclosure. So as you can see, I marked where I had the hinges with the Sharpie, you can see. And I put down the Scotch tape like so. And I just cut across with the box cutter. The way you want to cut is you want to keep on scoring until you're able to cut through. So I don't know if you see these ridges up top here and on the bottom. That's how I measured where the top and bottom would be. And where I stopped cutting is about to my knuckle, a little bit less than my knuckle. Just depends on how big you want your screen. But we're also going to put the window shield hardware over here. So you're gonna need some space up here and in the middle right here and on the bottom here as well. Also keep in mind when you get your plexiglass cut, you need it to rest a little bit above where you cut. So you don't want your plexiglass to be exactly the same size as your opening, because it needs to lay a little bit over here, and over here. So I put down my hinge just over the plexiglass, and I need to make sure that it's right where I need it. So I made sure I have enough space on all sides and corners before I mark my hinge, because we're getting ready to super glue it. So I'm just going to add the dots. And just like that. And I'm just going to try to see where the middle is and then mark my dot. Okay, so now that I marked everything, I'm going to super glue the hinges and the door handle down, and I'm going to wait 24 hours before I even try to attach it to my tub. So I peeled back the protective layer on the plexiglass and I super glued everything down. Now it's just a waiting game. Like the smallest hole. While I'm at it, I'm gonna burn some ventilation holes as well. And this stinks, so open a window or something because I can't breathe. Okay, so this is the top of the enclosure. I put some ventilation holes. Also on the side of the enclosure on both sides. Okay, so you see where you kind of put in the hole? So it kind of like melts the plastic into this rim. I like to peel it off. You can literally just take it off like that. So yeah, I strung it in from the inside out, and then I'm gonna put it back in. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like from the outside. This is what it'll look like from the inside. So you're gonna cut off the excess zip tie. And if you're worried about it scratching your animal, what I like to do is kind of melt down the sharp edges with the soldering iron. So you're gonna do that for both hinges. Okay, so now it's coming together. It's like opening and closing as a door, but it obviously won't stay opened. I mean, it won't stay closed. So this is where these small holes that we made come in handy. So you're gonna get these, and I know that with this build there are certain things that you could have got cheaper, However, I'm trying to build this on a budget without compromising the aesthetics of everything. So there are certain things like these where I could have bought just like regular window screen hardware that was like clear, but I wanted everything to be like uniform and look sleek as it could possibly look with a tub enclosure. So I really wanted all of the hardware to be black, hence the black hinges, the black zip ties, even the handle. I know some people will put something else instead of like a proper like knob, but I wanted it to look as nice as possible. So anyways, okay, so you're gonna get your little latch. Okay, so we're getting to the part where you don't want to screw it on too tight, right? So you're just gonna have to see like what level is the best. Like look, I can't even really move it, so that's too tight. If I loosen it up a bit, I'm able to switch down the latch, but then I can't put it back up, so that's too tight. So unscrew just a little. I need the wiggle room. See, it's still a bit too tight. And I can lift it up and down and with ease. So we're going to do that for all of the other latches. And then you're probably wondering, well, the screw is sticking out, right? So this is why we needed a whole bunch of zip ties. So on the inside of the enclosure, these screws are sticking out. And obviously that's a huge problem. So you're going to get your zip tie. You're going to get your zip tie and cut it right here. Just like that. Okay? And then you'll have this small piece over here. And what you'll do is you'll just screw it on until it's very tight and you can't turn it anymore. And I did not get this idea from myself. I actually saw it here on YouTube. I forget her username. I'll try to tag her. She did like a tub build as well. I changed a few things, but look, it won't get off at all. And it's not sharp by any means. It's not sharp at all. So you're going to do that for all of the screws that are sticking out. Okay, so there you have your enclosure. Excuse the glare. So we have 2 more optional steps that you can do. Well, not really optional, but you know. So I finally want to take off the protective layer on my plexiglass. The last step I like to do is, you see these edges right here? I like to get my soldering iron or even some sandpaper and just sand these down just so they're extremely smooth. And it would just look better altogether. And then that would be the last step.